Wilson has several acts passed to try to encourage censorship on the home front. You have the Espionage Act, which aiding the enemy, obstructing troop recruitment, or encouraging disloyalty were all declared illegal. You have the Trading with the Enemy Act, which censored the foreign press. And then this is the big one we want to talk about that the standards mentions is the Sedition Act, which made it illegal to speak disloyally towards the U.S. government, the flag, or U.S. troops. There were three cases that were decided in 1919 where the U.S. government supported government convictions under the Espionage Act. Eugene Debs is one of the big ones. Eugene Debs was a prominent socialist, and he had ran for president for the presidency four times already. He was a big union leader, and he was arrested for making a series of speeches against the war, encouraging American men not to fight. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but later his sentence is going to be reduced to 3 years in prison. One funny thing is that he actually ran for president while he was in jail for being convicted under the Espionage Act. Now, also on the home front, we are going to go through a period known as the Red Scare. The Red Scare is where we are very much afraid of communist and socialist infiltrating the United States and taking over our government. Especially after what happened in Russia, Americans feared that Lenin's anti-capitalist revolution, and we were angry about Russia pulling out of the war. And so these things cause us to be afraid that communism could spread to America. So you need to know the Red Scare is we are scared of communism or socialism infiltrating the United States. Here's another political cartoon. Put them out and keep them out. And you see down here Reds. So he is a communist or a socialist who is trying to infiltrate. He's trying to come up under the American flag and bring anarchy with him. In June of 1919, terrorists are going to set off bombs in 8 cities. This is just showing more how afraid we are of communists. And so General A. Mitchell Palmer, his house was one of the targets. He is going to found the General Intelligence Division of the FBI. He is going to order what are called Palmer raids. And these Palmer raids are where we are going to try to root out the commies. I mean, we're going to try to find the communist threats and we're going to try to neutralize them. Thousands were arrested. Hundreds are going to be deported because we suspect that they are communist. Now, of course, not all of these people are communist, but they were suspected of being communist, and that's why they are going to be targeted in the Palmer raids. Now, to organize the war effort, 5,000 new government agencies are going to be created. We have the War Industries Board, which oversaw all factories, determined priorities, and fixed consumer prices. So this is going to be in charge of making sure what is produced, how much it's going to be produced for, and so it's in charge of the factories. We are going to have the Food Administration, which is going to supply food to soldiers by appealing to civilians. Here we are going to try to get people to self-sacrifice. We are asking for meatless and wheatless days. So if you can go without meat today, then that is more meat that will be saved to send to the troops. Wheatless days, same thing, encouraging that so that you have wheat to send to the troops. We are also going to encourage Americans to plant victory gardens. These are just your average, household gardens, but this way you're growing your own food so that there will be enough to save for the soldiers. We also have the Fuel Administration, which is encouraging the rationing of coal and oil. We want to save these so that we will have enough for the war effort. So it would impose like gasless days. So, for one day, don't drive your car, don't use any gas, so that we can save that, we can conserve that fuel for our troops. We also have the Railroad Administration, the War Shipping Board, and the War Trade Board, which are going to help move resources to the troops. Here are some examples of some propaganda put out by the U.S. Food Administration trying to get people to conserve food. Again, this first one, don't waste food while others starve. The second one, can your own fruits and vegetables. These were put out by the U.S. Fuel Administration, and this first one, Uncle Sam needs that extra shovelful, so ways to conserve coal. The second one, conserve your gasoline so that we have it for the troops. U.S. Shipping Board, the shipping board is what's going to get these products over to Europe. Now, the war is obviously going to be very expensive.